All right, everyone, welcome back. So in this section of the LinkedIn presentation, I'm going to go over some general best practices, and we're going to talk about how to compose content for your headline, which is the section that comes directly under your profile pic. So in general, when you're creating a LinkedIn profile, you want to make sure that you do have a really inviting headshot, if possible with a background that is targeted to your industry. So maybe you could be wearing scrubs or a picture of you on the floor. Again, nothing violating HIPAA, but something that shows you in the healthcare setting would be appropriate for nursing students. It shows that profiles with a picture are 14% more likely to have others connect with them than profiles without a picture. So having a picture does a lot for you just by that really quick upload. On your resume, I'll encourage you guys not to use words like I, me, and my, but on the LinkedIn profile, you have the opportunity to warm up your profile with by referring to yourself in the first person. So using I, me, and my on the LinkedIn profile is totally appropriate. Just like your resume, you want to make sure that when you're explaining your work experiences or your volunteer experiences or clinical experiences, you are using action verbs and you're highlighting your greatest skills, accomplishments, and strengths. Because again, employers are going to find value in this information. Your LinkedIn profile, unlike the resume, provides you with the opportunity to add multimedia. So if you gave a presentation on giving CPR and you have that recorded, you could upload that to your LinkedIn profile under that certain class or clinical experience. If you've done research at Widener or you plan to, you could add research experience and you could upload your poster to LinkedIn so that recruiters can see it. So that's a really nice feature that LinkedIn has. For beginners using LinkedIn, you want to aim for having around 100 connections. So your connections could be family, friends, old coworkers, present coworkers, faculty, me. I'm Lauren Barlow on LinkedIn. If you guys connect with me, I promise I'll connect with you as soon as I log into my account the next time I do. All right, let us jump in to learning about how to compose a really effective headline. So again, the headline portion is the words that come right underneath of your profile. So you only have 120 characters here. It's the length of a tweet, so we need to be really intentional about the words that we're using. But the headline on my profile is career coach, and then a whole bunch of acronyms that describe the certifications I have, and collaborates with clients to design careers through reflection, exploration, and planning. So I'm letting recruiters know about my job title, my qualifications, and a little bit about how I do my work. Some best practices for your headline. You want to make sure that you are professional. You want to make sure that you're doing something that is creative or interesting. So for myself, I was telling a little bit about how I prefer to work with clients I find it interesting. Hopefully others do as well. You don't just want to list your job title. You want to use more than your job title. And you want to make sure that you stay under the 120 character limit. So this includes spaces, and it can be a little bit challenging, but don't worry, I know we'll make it fit. These are some examples of really strong headlines that previous Widener students have had. So OSCIN leader, active listener, childhood obesity researcher, aspiring pediatric nurse. So this is letting somebody know, where you're going, what your goals are, and then it's describing you in a creative way. The next one is caring patient tech, nerd for evidence-based research, lifelong learner. So that the nerd for evidence-based research part, that's a little creative and interesting. I haven't seen that before. You won't see that everywhere. And then the other two, it explains kind of your goal, which is to be a lifelong learner, and currently what this person is doing. So they're a patient care tech, but they're explaining that they are a caring patient care tech. So that would kind of help them stand out among others. I kind of went into this a little bit, but these 4 points here could be a nice outline to use when you are trying to think about content for your own LinkedIn headline. So you want to describe what you're presently involved in. So this could be a job title. This could be a title in a leadership organization. It could be a part-time job title. It could be that you are a student nurse. Then you want to describe something that makes you unique or gives you a specialization within your work. So for my profile, I added my career certifications. For the profile below, one of these students is a childhood obesity researcher. So they probably took part in research while they were a student here. So that makes them a little unique. They're also aspiring pediatric nurse. That explains their specialization. Again, you'll want to explain what you aspire to be. And you might want to add something noteworthy or a personal touch if you can. So in these areas, the nerd for evidence-based research, that might be a personal touch. I used to have in my LinkedIn headline that I was a marathon runner. I feel like that's something that says a lot about me and my determination. So that was something I would put in my headline. As I mentioned in the previous video, you don't have to write all parts of your LinkedIn profile in one day. You don't even have to write this headline in one day. But over the course of the next couple of days, kind of use these guiding questions to help you try and come up with a headline for yourself that's more than, student nurse at Widener. You can use these questions. So what am I currently doing? What is something unique about how I work? Why am I qualified to do my work? What do I want to make sure someone knows about me right away when looking at your LinkedIn profile? If you're having a hard time thinking about how you work uniquely or what you think someone might need to know about you, ask your classmates, ask your professors, ask your current or previous supervisors or your clinical instructors. Just say, hey, I'm trying to write a really interesting LinkedIn headline. Could you maybe tell me a little bit about why you think I would be a good nurse or what I do really well when I'm working here? And just see what they say, and really listen to their words, because there might be little gems that come out of their mouth that you could incorporate into this headline that would make you stand out among others. Because I'm sure that the clinical instructor would say something different for every student that asks them that question. So again, just pay attention to the responses and see what you can add from that to your headline. All right, that concludes the headline portion. The next video, we are going to go over the about section of the LinkedIn profile.